Hi everyone, and welcome to my very first video. I've been wanting to make videos for quite a few years, but I've just never had the nerve to do it. So today's the day. I'm going to walk you through the steps that you will need to do in order to complete your very first project, the thank you card which Cricut has included with your machine, along with all the materials to make this card. So I am in the design space projects right this moment. They also used to be called the Make It Now projects. I will go into categories, go down to cards. It brings up just their cards, and I have to scroll down and find the card that we need. As you can see, there are 710 different designs that they already have made up for you just in cards. So if you wanted to sit there and do all the Make It Now projects, it would keep you busy for a long time. Okay, so here's the thank you card. If you scroll down, you will find all the information you need for your project. Here you see the puzzle piece stands for the difficulty level. In this case, it's easy. The clock is your time, and in this case, it's less than 30 minutes to complete this project. Then they have a description of your project, the dimensions of the finished project, materials to cut, everything else that you may need, how to get your machine ready to do the project. It tells you then to do the cut of your materials, and it will go through the assembly, which I will be going through anyways, so we are not going to go through that right this moment. So if you want it to make the card just as you see it on the screen, you will go over to the Make It Now button and click it. It will then take you in to your cutting mat screen. Here, there are a few things you can still do prior to going on to your cut. One, you can change the amount of copies that you would like. Right here, we're just making one, obviously. If we want it to make more than one, we would click and apply. Let's go back and apply. I will go over the other stuff in this landing page when we come back. So for now, I'm just going to click the cancel. It will take me back, and we're going to customize the card. Which brings you to your cutting mat. Just give me a second. I'm following a list to speak, and now I can't figure out where I left off. Okay. Which now is a good time to show you a few basic things. One, by clicking on your item, you can move it anywhere you want on your mat. Let's put it right back. Two, as you can see, you can't see your full project, or at least this one. So if you were to go down here where it has the minus, 100%, and a plus, that is your size for your screen. So if we minus it, it takes it back, or it makes it smaller. If you enlarge it, it brings it closer to you. This has nothing to do with the size of your project for cutting. It's only to make it easier for you to see everything you need to see. So let's put it at 75%. Sounds good. Now, over here, Oh, it's about decreasing and increasing. And now, if you go over here, you will see eyeballs. See the eyeballs? Well, one of them has a line through it. That is making this layer invisible. So you cannot see it, nor will your machine see it to go to cut it. If you want to see it, click on the eye. It's there now. If you don't want to see it, once again, click on the eye. You don't need it because if I'm not mistaken, this little piece is already cut to the exact size you need, whereas I will need to cut a piece. As you can see, it's in the back. In order for you to actually see this or do something with this layer, you will need to select all, go over here to ungroup. Now when you click the black layer, that's all you have. You can separate these any way you want. If you wanted to, you can move the blue layer, which now you see is behind the black layer. So we don't want it behind the black layer, let's say. You click it, go to Arrange, let's say move to the front. Lo and behold, it's in the front. Let's go back. Put everything back together. There we go. Now we are going to select all and group again. And once again, it all is grouped. Oh. Up here, you can also duplicate your image by just clicking that, and now you have two. You can make as many as you need. Beside the duplicate is delete, so whatever is selected will delete. You go down and okay. If you go to the circles and click them, it brings up the layer's attributes. In the layer's attributes, you could make some changes that need to be done. Your changes in this area can be to change it from a cut to a write to a score or to print. This is telling your machine that you want it to cut the paper. This tells it you want to write something onto the paper. This tells it you need to score the paper. And the print option is for when you use print to cut. Also, you can change your color. So I'm going to click the black just so I can change colors to black. You can change them to any color you choose. It has no effect on your finished project because the color of your finished project depends on what color of cardstock you use. Okay, so I want my card to be a 5x7. To make sure everything resizes the proper way, you must have everything selected. In this case, it is still grouped, so you can either just click the top of the card or click Select All. When you click on your item, you will see in each 4 corners there's something. Well, this, oh, look, it's gone. It deletes. This rotates it. This corner, well, let's do this corner first. We'll resize everything, keeping your lengths and your widths in ratio to each other, I guess the word is. If you don't want it to change like that and you want it to be that long but more wide, you have to unlock it. By unlocking it, you're making it so that you can move this card and resize it any way you want. You can go long, you can go fat, you can go itty bitty teeny weeny backwards. All of that. And it's locked again. Good. Now, since I want to make this card a 5x7, I need to unlock the card. I can unlock the card here, or I can go right up to here where it says size and click that. Now I want it to be 5 high, 7 wide. So I need to change my wide to 7, my height to 10, because remember, I have to fold this when it's done. To 10. And then relock so nothing happens to it. So, also, for the mat that you see here, in between each one of these numbers is an inch. So these bigger, thicker lines represent 1 inch. These thinner lines in between, they're your 1/2 inch. So, we are now ready to go on to the next screen. We're going to cut. In order to do that, you just have to go over to the green Make It button and click it. It will take you over to the cutting mat. Here, you can move your images anywhere you want on your mat. You can rotate them. You can also make copies. Let's see. You can change the kind of material you're going to use. So this is assuming you're going to use a 12x12 piece of cardstock. This would be assuming that you're going to use an 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock. See? It cuts it off. You can mirror your image if you're doing iron-on work or decals that are going to be going on the inside of the glass. Let's just put everything back to where it was. And it shows you your different cut pages. It always, if you have black, it always starts with your black. Never stops. So assuming this, everything is perfect for you, you would click Continue once again. Here, it is trying to find my machine. So it may take a couple of moments for it to recognize it. It is checking to see what my custom dial setting is set to. and here I have it set to cardstock. If I was to change it to custom, you will get this list of different things to choose from. That's not all of them. You need to go to the View All button, and it will bring up every custom cut they have already preset for you to use. All the way from artboard, all the way down to plastic, vinyl, other, right down to wrapping paper. If you click on Material Settings, for custom materials, it shows my computer or my Cricut. It has all the different cuts here, the pressure, how many times it's going to cut if it needs to. Off means once. The kind of blade you need. And if you make any changes to this, then you will have to edit it. But considering today we just need cardstock, let's move it back to cardstock. So dial is in desired material at cardstock. Number 2, load the tools and mat. In this project, there's going to be some writing. The pen that they gave you needs to go into clamp A of your housing if you have a double housing. If you do not have a double housing, you're not going to put the pen in at this moment. They will let you know when to do it later on. It also tells you to use the fine point blade in clamp B. If you push choose another blade, it also offers you a deep point blade. But the recommended one for this project is the fine point. Then it tells you to click on to load your mat with your paper and get it into your machine by loading and pressing the blinking arrow. Once you press the blinking arrow, it's going to tell you to press go, and that's it. You're going to press the flashing button on your machine and it will get cutting. Oops, sorry.